I just came from the gym. I got up around like 6 or whatever. And yeah, I've just been trying to like get back into my flow and my routine. I feel like March kicked my ass, dog. It was I don't even know how to describe it. I thought I was so ready. I was like, yeah, we about to lock in. March is gonna be crazy. I was on my grind. I was like getting up at 5 a.m., going to bed at 9, getting shit done in a day. You know, exercising, making breakfast. Nigga, I'm cooking. And I don't never cook, nigga. I was cooking for like 2 months straight, and I just felt on top of the world. It was a different experience. And then out of nowhere, I got sick like the day of the shoot for Come Over. I'm in that bit fighting for my life, like chills and everything. It was nasty. But like after that day, it just all kept like falling. It just went downhill. And so I think for like the past fuck like 3 weeks, I just been trying to recover and shake back from that because it was just so crazy. I guess I was beating myself up too because I was like, yo, I had all this momentum and I lost it. So there's that. I'm definitely one of those people who are like very hard on themselves. I'm like, if I'm not on my shit, I no one else is gonna be like, oh, you need to get it together, get your shit together, bro. Da 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 da. Like everybody is so nice, and I appreciate that. But somebody has to like, make sure that I'm on top of what I'm supposed to be doing, and that person just so happens to be me. Also, it might rain, um, possibly. So if you see some lightning, don't trip. Um, but yeah, like it's like I'm the person who have to hold myself accountable to the highest extent because I, nobody wants it as bad as I do, or you know what I'm saying, or I want this so bad, should I say, that it just requires that internal monologue, at least for me, to like, yo, get the fuck up, you know. When the alarm goes off, I'm not trying to hit snooze. I'm trying to get up. Um, but all that being said, March taught me a lot. March taught me to really go with the flow and to be as present as possible, whether you're operating from like your highest self or your lowest self. You got to be present in all of that because it's still you at the end of the day. And there really is no competition. The only competition is you and yourself. Your two selves, the two sides of yourself, so that you can embrace both and be whole for real. I think that's the only true way that you can fully operate as like you know highest capacity. It's like you're only as high as your lowest self at that point. Actually, somebody told me that before, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. You know, because it's like that's where the bar is. Like, the bar is set there, and then you ascend. Um, but other than that, I think whenever I get in modes like this, there's always some revelation attached to it. There's always the realization that these were just lessons and moments that weren't meant to last super long. And as a creative, I think that's super important to to remember and hold close because it's so easy to fucking spiral. I think shit happens. Things are gonna ebb and flow like the seasons. Nothing stays the same, so you have to adapt. But like, if you get stuck in that mindset of like, okay, well, shit is just like not happening for me. It's just constantly failing. It's just constantly doing this. Then that's just a dangerous place to operate from and live from. So it's important to know that all of it's temporary. Move at your own pace. I know the world doesn't encourage moving at your own pace. Niggas is like, if you not, a millionaire by 22 and you don't have like this car, this amount of like women, this amount of whatever, you know, then you're just behind in the rat race. And I think, for me personally, I've just given up on trying to run this rat race. It's tempting, I will not lie, it's tempting because we all want, to be recognized for our art, which is why we do it. These are all just like, I was listening to a song yesterday by John Bellion. I've just been like studying different artists and shit like that. And he has a song where he says, "What if all these are?" I'm about to fuck it up, but it was basically saying like, "What if all of this is just an attempt to be loved?" And I'm trying to like get all this money and stuff, but the love that I really need is stupid cheap. I was like, yo, damn, that's crazy. Um, they go to raindrops, but yeah, all that to say, what was I talking about? It's gonna come back to me. Um, but yeah, just not running the rat race. There we go. And moving at your own pace, man. Like I've been doing my best to, you know, be ahead of myself, so that when things start to flow, that's crazy. When things start to flow, they flow naturally. Like I got the Hughes shirts made. You know what I'm saying? Shits look fire. And for me, that's the rewarding part. Like I get to like create shit all the time. I get to just like take shit from my brain and be like, okay, this is what I want to make, and turn it into reality. You know, I'm really like outside in the trenches right now. This is crazy. And turn it into reality. And whether that's a shirt, a song, I made like, yeah, I had to make like 5 songs last week. In the midst of me spiraling, I was just like, well, let me just go write. Let me just go create. And I ended up making some of the best fucking music I've ever made, which I always feel like that. But I think the fact that I can even still say that and still be in a position of like, oh yeah, like I'm making cool shit. You know, I'm so proud of the music that I'm able to, piece together. And you know, so many things happened along this journey that forced me to evolve as an artist, because now I'm producing a lot of my own songs. And like I specifically remember saying, I don't want to be the producer. I don't want to do everything. I'm so used to doing everything, and look at me now. I gotta fucking produce the songs, and I gotta shoot the video sometimes, and I gotta like do the cover art, and I gotta do I gotta put the event together. Like there's so much, But I think over time, every day is a domino. So over time, I'll have help. I'll be able to like delegate and shit like that. But until then, it's like boots to the ground. Nigga, I got to do it myself. Um, so really, I guess the whole purpose of this is just to express where I've been at for the past 3 weeks, but also moving forward. I couldn't be more excited about what's about to come and what's to happen. Now that I have this understanding, now that you know, like moments like this bring me closer to God. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go through certain shit, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna let go. Like genuinely, I have to give it up. I have to let it go and release that control that I, desire so much from an ego standpoint, because it blinds you, And I think all the time I'll be like, man, like when I sit in nature and I listen to the birds, I look at the trees. I'm like, man, look at what God already created. You know what I'm saying? And who am I to get in the way of what's actually meant for me by trying to control the process when, everything, like I said, there's a season for everything. It's, shit, tomorrow's going to be April 1st. We're already in the spring, which is technically the real new year, you know? If you do the maths on it, it's technically the real new year. So shit's just getting started. This is just the beginning. Like the year has just started for me, at least. And I think I just can't wait to put out this new music. I think it's some of the most vulnerable shit that I've ever, put to mic, because I'm not writing on this, but the most vulnerable shit that I've ever laid down on, these songs. And for me, my whole thing is like, it started off as everything's connected, and then it evolved to connection is currency. Because all of us, when you think about abundance and like the people that like all of us are super abundant in like our network of people. And I think we need to get back to like community and really being there for community, because it's just so much going on right now. I'll say that. There's just so much going on in the world. And at the end of the day, you really need people. Like, all the other shit does not matter at all. It's superficial. It's meant to distract you. Or maybe it's not. And we're just being distracted on our own will. But it's just like, that's not what it's about. It's about coming together as a whole, as a collective, and lifting everyone up, because there's no reason why you can't win, I can't win, we can't. Everybody has their own light, and it's meant to shine as bright as possible, so that we all get further. You know, um, that's just my 2 cents. But I'm planning a bunch of like events that'll enforce that concept of like connection is currency, and bring like-minded individuals together, because it's not for everybody. Come to that realization too. Like, the shit that I do is not gonna be for everybody. Like, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be people who hear this shit and be like, "What is he talking about?" Or "This is whatever." It's not for them, and that's fine. That's completely fine. Um, I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here before it starts to get crazy. But I just went on a whole rant, tangent, journal, audible journal yapping session. Who knows? I may do more of these if y'all like them. If you know, if I feel up to it. I shit you not though. I was going to bed and I hadn't written the newsletter. Normally I write them like ahead of time, and I was just like, I'm just doing a fucking video. It just feels more personal. Um, yeah. I'm not sure how to end this, but if I just like look cool and just like say it. But then I got my knees out, so let me put my knees up. All right, get the fuck out of here. Oh shit.